Hey folks, it's Dave here, joined by my buddy Ray. Ray, say hello.
Hey, what's happening, everybody?
And tonight we're just having a little bit of fun. It's been a while since we've been on Monday Night Live, but I'm on tonight making a kind of a rare appearance on Facebook. I haven't really had the urge to go on there and deal with anything, so I've stayed off except for work. But tonight I thought we'd have some fun, or at least try to have some fun, as they announced what are these the new reverse retro jerseys. I guess that's what it's called, right?
Yeah, and we got to talk about the name to start because it's a little funny to me that reverse retro. But as we go through these, you'll notice that some of them aren't reverse and some
Some
of
of
them
them
are
are.
retro.
Yeah.
Some of them are, some of them aren't. But yeah, so the new NHL marketing campaign of sorts that they've launched today. So we'll take a look at some jerseys.
Yeah, so we'll check it out here, and we'll take a look at we'll get on the list, and then maybe we'll go back a second time and maybe critique him a second time. But so this is right off of, I believe this is right off of the NHL Facebook page. I think is what you sent me, right?
That's right. Yeah, right off the
Okay.
NHL page.
So we're on the NHL page, and let's just start talking about it. So right off the bat, we're just going to go in order as they posted them. I think it's somewhat alphabetical, but not completely. So,
Mhm.
and let's just take a look here. Please ignore the comments on the side. That's all from the NHL Facebook page. That's none of our comments. So we're just looking at the jersey. So the first one up, obviously, is the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, and this looks like it's taken from the Anaheim the Mighty Ducks cartoon, right?
Right, right. So now they're that we got away in Anaheim. They got away from the Disney thing for a while and even dropped the Mighty and just went with Ducks. And now they're just revisiting the cartoon
Yeah,
version.
I wasn't a big fan of this jersey.
No.
To be honest with you, I wasn't a big fan of this jersey. I did watch the cartoon a couple times. It was definitely Disney cartoon kind of stuff. But the actual logo, the logo of the sticks with the duck goalie mask with the triangle behind it, I never minded that logo. I really didn't. I didn't mind the Mighty Ducks name. I didn't mind the logo. This jersey here, though, is very. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this jersey.
Yeah, the cartoonish. I mean, you can already acknowledge, and hey, when the Anaheim Mighty Ducks joined the league, it was right after the movie. The movie kind of birthed the team, and it was a Disney thing. And for a lot of people look back at those movies, it was a good retro thing to think about the movies, and brought a lot of attention to hockey, and especially in California. But I think a good reverse retro for them would have been just to do that logo, the mask, like you said, with the cross sticks in the front. And if they wanted to flip the colors or something to stick to that reverse retro, that would have been cool. But this is diving right back into the cartoon thing, and yeah, not a fan.
Yeah, not a big fan of this. We'll come back to this, and we'll go talk a little bit about them. Then we're gonna come back through all of them. So,
Sure.
all right, so let's hit the next one on the list. Winnipeg Jets. Boy, this is odd. This is so they went with the black, and they looks like they got the darkened airplane logo and the darkened Winnipeg on a very dark background. So they get rid of all the red. So I mean, I guess reverse retro. There's really nothing reverse about this. It is just they've just changed the red out for a gray, and they've darkened the blue quite a bit.
Kind of like the colors. It's definitely different, and it's I do like the fact that it has some form of reference to the past, but you can see in the comments there and in multiple comments of people talking about the weird history with Winnipeg. So you've rebirthed a team, but with a different history. And and it's kind of odd. Like the original Winnipeg Jets are now in Arizona, and now this is really the Atlanta Thrashers organization moved to Winnipeg.
Yeah, it's almost like if the Florida
like,
Panthers went to Quebec, right? If the Quebec got a team and if the Florida Panthers moved there, it's not Quebec. Quebec's in Colorado, so this is a new Quebec. So I get what you're saying with that.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of fans there. That one you can see in the comments in the NHL is an echo of a lot of people saying that they would love to see this new team embrace the old, like the Cleveland Browns, in the NFL, and there's others, to embrace the old history a little better. Maybe this is a step forward towards it, but I'm not sure. As far as the jersey itself, I think it's pretty sharp. I'm not sure that the logo stands out enough against the gray. It's definitely different, but
Yeah, anytime you
not a
go a
bad
dark on a
jersey.
dark, you don't, like I say, the white really it puts the defining on defines the circles. What I'm trying to say,
Mm,
and but everything else in that logo is dark on dark, and it does start to fade a little bit into each other. It makes
mhm.
it hard to see. It's going to be interesting. I mean, this looks good in the picture here, but if you're in the stands, or you're 100 feet away or 200 feet away, I don't think you're going to see any of this detail. And,
Right.
and that's the thing. And I still broadcast games from time to time, but the roller hockey crew, they would always do funky jerseys. And I was like, that looks great standing next to me. Go stand 100 feet away and
Yeah.
let me see what it looks like. I can't make out anything.
Well, the good news here is that it looks like they used standard jersey fonts for numbers and stuff.
Yeah,
So
so that'd be good.
that's definitely good.
Yeah. All right. So Winnipeg, you like it? I'm okay with
Yeah.
it. I guess I'd have to see more of it, but I don't hate it. That's for sure. The Capitals. So it looks like they went back to their Screaming Eagle, but that was on a blue jersey before, right?
Yep. So here's where maybe they've actually stuck to their reverse retro, where they've gone, from blue to red and red to blue or whatnot. But it wasn't this color blue. It was more of a
Sky blue.
It was definitely not, and it wasn't. Yeah, it was not royal. It was like a sky blue, and yeah, I mean, okay, but I mean, I think they've had some really nice historic jerseys too, and maybe that would have been cooler to flip the Washington Capitals with the capital on it in the logo.
See, I never cared for that one.
Yeah,
I thought that looked too much like the Mighty Ducks. I really did.
maybe. I guess I could go with that. But there's a lot of other, the capital jerseys that this isn't bad. This isn't bad.
The red really pops out. I wish they didn't go with like such a dark navy. I wish they went with a lighter blue to that. I do like the capitals below, kind of going up at an angle. I do like that.
Yeah,
And it looks like they have the 3-color number on the side. The navy, the red, and the white. So I think that looks okay. And they have that logo on the shoulder there. That it looks like they have that Capitals logo you were talking about on the shoulder.
Right. Yep.
Or
So
something
they
similar
did
to that.
I'm always bothered by the C on the opposite side too. And
I
know,
just caught that.
Detroit, Detroit does it. And I know Detroit does it for a reason, and basically for the same reason. If you can imagine the wing of the Detroit Red Wings, the wheel wing, it goes up into the part where you couldn't get the C on that side. But nonetheless, it's not a bad jersey. I'm a fan of the colors. White and blue guy anyway. So looks pretty good. We'll see what Henrik Lundqvist looks like in this next year.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Up next. Honestly, at first I had no idea what team this was.
Yep.
And I guess the more I look at it now, is this the Vegas Golden Knights?
Yeah. And
I guess for a team that's been in the league 2 years, you really don't have much retro going on.
Yeah, so they basically could take their jersey from a year ago and flip it, but they did come up with an alternate jersey. So yeah, they did I mean, for like a lot of people make some good comments, and I think for what they had, it's not bad.
I think it might have been better. See how they get the two swords clashing. I like the swords, but that star in the middle, I think they could have got rid of that and just went with the two swords. And I think that would have been good. Or put a knight on there on a horse or something, like a chess piece or something.
Or just a slot machine. Just put a slot machine on there with a slot machine or something.
Just in the chat real quick, I want to say hi to Jay, who's watching in as we take a look at some hockey jerseys tonight, the new ones that they've the reverse retro they're calling us. We're going to look at all of them here on the NHL Facebook page. Hi, Corey. How's it going, man? And all right, so that's Vegas, and we're going to come back one more time with final thoughts on all of these. Anyway, by the way, Vancouver, I never liked this whale orca thing. Never liked it. I'm always a fan of that old hockey rink logo. Even the 80s one, not the V jerseys, but the 80s Canucks that was like the black, the red, and the yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I was okay with that too.
Yeah.
When they went to the orca, I didn't like it. And so they got a different version here. It looks like it goes from blue and then it fades to a green. So that's kind of neat.
I'm an F. I'm an F on gradient. I'm not a fan of the gradient.
I don't usually like it either. Who does that? The Rams do that in the NFL. Their numbers fade, I think, or something like that. and it's just it doesn't usually work. This is not terrible.
This reminds me of the very short-lived Mark Messier Vancouver era, because that's the logo that was on the jerseys in the Messier Vancouver era.
I think I would have been better if they didn't do the gradient, if they continued the blue down and then had a big green stripe like they do on the sleeves and on the yoke. That might have been okay. But yeah, the gradient, I don't like.
You know what this also reminds me? It's almost like, all right, well, the Hartford Whalers are no more, so let's grab their colors. And that's kind of what it sits on.
Because Vancouver never had any green, right?
Right. Yeah, they were, you talked about the other colors was black, orange, and whatever, and then it was like, well, Whalers move, let's grab their colors, and I don't know, I'm not a fan, and the gradient doesn't do it for me. Like to go from green to, so what color do you call this team? I guess blue, because it seems to be the primary, but
and I don't like the C being white and blue. I think that sticks out way too much. It's like an eyesore.
Yeah.
I think they could have gone with just, you know what would look good there? Just a one color white C or a green C instead of having it three colors and it's really bright white. And the numbers are the same way. I don't know.
Yeah. I think they should have went a totally different direction and went back to like the 94 era. Like you said, that logo, the Pavel Bure era. I get that. All right, so moving on, Toronto Maple Leafs. This harkens back to the 79-80 season, and I did like the 79-80 Maple Leafs where they had that white yoke going all the way down the sleeves up to the neck, and then it was reversed for the away jerseys where you had the white jersey with the blue yoke going all the way down. I did like that. This looks like it's two colors again. Although it looks like they added a lighter blue to the numbers, unless that in the C, unless that's just some shading going on. No, there's definitely a different color there, but I'm not sure what it is.
And they actually went, so they kept the standard leaf from like the 80s, and they used the old Toronto Maple Leafs font from before that. Yep. So they've really done a couple different things here with the Maple Leafs.
And I'm okay with this one. I think this is actually fairly decent for a historic team. That this is a good fit for them. It's not completely wacky out of the totally out in left field kind of thing. So I can go with this.
Yeah, this ain't too bad there. I've always wanted to get one of those 79-80 ones, the Mike Palmateer when he was the goalie for the Maple Leafs. And, I like that 79-80 Leafs jersey. I always thought that was their best one. And this is similar to that. I don't think it's as good as the 79-80 ones. Maybe, again, I'm probably biased because I really like that old style. But, yeah, this is not a terrible look for the Maple Leafs. Moving on, Tampa Bay Lightning. So this looks like pretty much a throwback to year one Lightning.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't see much difference. I'd have to get the two side by side, but yeah, this is a dead ringer for that first year, as far as I know, and I like it. That's how they came into the league. I kind of dig that.
Yeah, this ain't too bad. I mean, it's spruced up a little bit, but yeah, they came into the league and that was the font they used and a lightning bolt and the whole bit. And they were terrible for a long time. And that's what made it kind of funny, is that I always associate this jersey with a terrible team. I really do,
Darren Hoopa.
Yeah, he was in the net for them. Yeah. Yeah. But this is not bad. This is not bad.
No, I like that. That's
it looks like they got looks like the numbers are white, blue, and silver, huh? That's what it looks like. There's a silver outline to the C in the numbers,
which could be, and it would kind of make sense because you got that silver in the center of the logo,
yeah.
So that would look good. It's hard to tell from this image for sure, but nonetheless, either way, if it's white or if it's silver, it's still a pretty good look.
Yep. No, this one's not too bad. Boy, this one here. This harkens. I have one of these old St. Louis jerseys with this look, but instead of the red, it's white. Yep. I have one of those in my closet upstairs. I should have put it up here. That would have been fun to look at. This, boy, it is bright. And red is not the St. Louis color. No. They have a little bit of red in there, but the blues are the blues, and the blues aren't red.
Right.
And I know this is reverse retro, and they put the St. Louis back in the blues logo, which I kind of like. I like the city name on there, but boy,
Yep,
I tell you,
the echoes of the Gretzky, Brett Hull, when they
yeah,
took that deep run until that long clapper was a Detroit, right? They
yeah,
lost to Detroit, and so it's I'm not a big fan of the big. It's too big red, and of course, what doesn't help is this image is also taken against a red background or
right,
partial
yeah,
red background. So now
yeah.
our eyes are really overloaded with red. Um, maybe standalone it might be okay, but I don't know. I think the St. Louis Blues. I know they're not named after they're named after music, not the color, but
But still, yeah.
still, I think the solid blue up top and maybe a red on the bottom, or flip the yellow on the bottom and do blue stripes. I'm not sure how that would all look, but yeah, it seems like a big overload of the red.
Yeah, I think it's too much
Yeah.
red on there. I mean, and then the yellows in there. It's just an odd combination. But who knows? It might look good on the ice, but like I said, against the red background, it is red. It is red. All right, up next, the Sharks. Boy, I tell you, I don't see much different. They just went back to the old logo. I like the old logo way better than the new logo. This looks like they kind of went back a few years. They had a shirt that was like this a few years ago and just threw the old logo on it.
Right.
The thing about the Sharks, it is a cool name. It's a cool logo, and they could do so much with it. And they always just do something really, I don't know. They could do so much with the Sharks. Even just a big dorsal fin. You know what I mean? In the middle would have been okay. I mean, I love this logo. I think I got some original Sharks merchandise somewhere. I remember back, it was before the internet. I got a catalog in the mail and I ordered a whole bunch of Shark stuff and I loved it. And this was the logo that I got. And
I see this comment here, and I think they probably should have had your name on it. They should have went with the old California Seals retro look style jersey.
Well, there was a picture going around on the internet that had that.
Yep.
Okay, and but it turns out it was just a hoax. But it was kind of interesting that they would go back to a Seals jersey.
Doesn't the striping on the sleeves kind of remind you of that Vancouver jersey you were talking about earlier? That V, like it doesn't
a little bit
it doesn't complete on the jersey, but the sleeves remind me a bit of that.
It's really kind of weird, yeah, because that black kind of starts on the yoke and then curls around the front. Yep. And it just doesn't go flush with the arm. So and then this looks like it's a gray jersey too.
Yeah, and go ahead.
I would almost think a white jersey would be better here than a gray.
I was just thinking about what the other team wears. So the other team's got to wear the dark, right?
Yeah, they would have to go dark. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to see teams not wearing white. I always liked when teams had the gold. Or something like that instead of a white. I always did like that. Right. And this might work for that, but I think maybe I'm thinking back to their original jersey where the white and the Shark and the teal really popped. That's what teal really came back. Or, I don't know what they call it. It used to be aqua back in the 70s. Now it's teal because aqua's 270s, but when the Sharks came in, they brought teal back into jerseys. They really did.
Yep.
So this is not too bad though.
No.
I think a black C instead of the teal C. I think that might have really jumped out a little bit more too. But
perhaps, but of course, it's only going to be on 3 jerseys, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
it's a minimal change. But otherwise, it's not a bad jersey. It's traditional. I still like traditional striping. You don't have a lot of fade. You don't have a lot of other big graphics going on. It's to me a solid jersey.
Okay. All right. So Pittsburgh here. So this is interesting. This goes back to almost their original jersey when they joined the league in 1967, and then they went with their newer colors. So this one's good. I always like this style. The New York Rangers style jersey where it goes down at an angle. I always like that. I know that like once New York did it, and then whoever else did it was copied in New York, but I still like it. And if you remember the old Pittsburgh Penguins jerseys from back in the day, this is what it was, except it was a light blue. It was like a baby blue. That was their away color, almost like the Houston Oilers, But they changed it up here. They went with their Pittsburgh Pirates look, and I kind of like this one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. They had a couple options, and you also had that 1990s diamond-shaped penguin that they could have maybe played with. But
the Yago. I call that the Yago one. I didn't really like that.
And then of course it would be a little harder because they actually have gone retro in the past years and brought back some of these black and gold jerseys as well with the penguin on the front and the older penguins. So they've really kind of already touched bases. So to do something different, I think this was a good choice.
Yeah, and not too many stripes, and it's black on the bottom with the white stripe and gold, and the bottom of the jersey matches the sleeves, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's winner.
I kind of like this one. Okay.
The hoodie strings are throwing me off on all these. Makes them
yeah, they are right. So we got Flyers here.
Yep.
Their logo hasn't changed since they joined the league.
Nope.
That's a good logo. I've always liked the Flyers logo. This one's fine. They didn't do much with it. They played with the sleeves a little bit. I do like the orange numbers on the black on the side there.
Yep, definitely like that.
I wonder what the numbers on the back are going to be, because if it's an orange back, I imagine they're going to be white, black, and orange numbers on the back.
Yeah, we'd have to see what the back looks like.
I wonder if they're going to be like the C. You know what I mean? The black and the white on the back. That would be good. So this one's not too bad. Again, the Flyers never really did anything crazy with their jerseys, so it's okay. Let's see. We're taking a look at the Ottawa Senators. So they went back to their original logo, and then their sleeves are kind of with the numbers spaced out like that, with the black over there, with the big red stripe, almost like a referee jersey. That has a little retro feel to it, and then the solid black at the bottom with no white border at all is I think it kind of works. I think and it's a lot of red. There's nothing on the yoke, there's nothing on the sleeves. It is very plain. And I always liked that logo. I always did.
Yeah, that definitely is it almost looks like if you took the logo away, right, you're almost to a hint of vintage Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
kind of a taste of that, but yeah, it's retro. Ottawa's not overly retro unless you go back to the first franchise, not the current franchise.
Well, if you think they come in 91, 92, so
that wasn't that long ago, was it? 91, 92.
It's that's 30 years almost.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I just thinking that. That's 29 years, almost 30 years.
That's
so
not that long ago.
It's some of these teams have been in the league. It feels like they've been in the league for just a handful of years, but they've been coming up on 30 years. So
right.
Yeah, this one ain't bad. This is not bad. Like I say, I was trying to figure out what that was. Yeah, it did look like old Chicago Blackhawks with just the old numbers and the things on there. Yeah,
sure.
Good catch on that. What do you think, Rangers? You're the Ranger guy.
There it is. Yep. There's your 1996, 97 throwback, very driven by Richter's mask when he had the Statue of Liberty on it. Brought this back. This jersey went even farther because, the one that they're hinting on with the old Liberty jerseys, then they used them for the Hartford Wolfpack for quite a few years. They used the same third jersey. A lot. They used this jersey and wore it a lot, and cool to see it back. And the Rangers trying to rebuild their team and whatnot, kind of a touch back to the old school with the NYR Liberty logo. So I call this a winner. I like it.
Yeah, this one doesn't do it for me. I like the Rangers. I like the Rangers with the wording Rangers. I especially like the 1 year or the 2 years they had New York written out too. I always like that. You know why I like that? Because I had a table hockey game, and they had all the teams, and they all had that style on the jersey. It was just like Boston, New York, Chicago, and that's where I remember seeing that. And it's like I always liked that style, as I talked about in the Pittsburgh jersey. This logo, and then the Rangers logo, it's always a classic. The original Rangers logo, I always liked that and their colors and the whole bit. This one's, there's nothing wrong with it. But and I know they're going retro and they're trying to change it up a bit, but I do like most of the Rangers jerseys. I like this one. This will probably go at the bottom.
Although,
of the Rangers
looking at it again, I think maybe they could have done a little bit more with sleeves from about the stripe down, maybe gone white there instead of having it so blue.
Yeah.
But yeah, nonetheless, I'm just thrilled to see the NYR Liberty logo as a third back. You'd never replace the stripe, the Rangers home and away, and some of the other ones, but to have a third jersey that's different, that this one's good.
Okay. Next one up is the Islanders.
There's a great comment, and I was hoping that would be shown here. Somebody put it here. It said, the Islanders must have forgot when the deadline was, so they just submitted their old jersey. Was the comment.
At least it wasn't the fisherman. At least it wasn't the rotten fisherman,
That's very true.
Yeah, at least it's not that. This one is just, I don't know. I don't know what is different here. It's
not much. If there's maybe a little tweak to the Islanders font in the logo.
I can't see what.
Otherwise,
I don't.
Otherwise,
see
it looks very much. That's why that comment is so great. It's like
it's a bright orange. They got bright orange on the sleeves and the bottom and on the neck, and it looks like it's a really dark navy blue here or whatever kind of blue that is. But yeah, it's just Islanders. I don't know. Okay, let's move on. Devils. I like this. I like the Christmas tree. I do. I like the Christmas jerseys. I always did. When they swapped when they come over from Colorado and they had these and they were awful team. I did. I liked the green. I did. And then they went to black and everybody's red and black. So when they were green, I did like that. I'm glad they did this. And they got the Classics Devil logo still, but
yeah, which they had. If you're gonna go, if you want to go complete, this is a retro jersey. This is undoubtedly a retro jersey. Very, very cool for the idea that you were going. Not sure if it's reverse though, because I mean I think that's how it was.
That's how it was. Yeah.
So not sure on the reverse part, but yeah, that's pretty good.
Yep, I kind of like the old look, and that's just nice and simple. And then we got the Predators, who they don't have a huge history here, so. I don't know what you can really say about this.
Yeah,
I don't even know what their new jerseys look like. I think they're all yellow, but this goes back to when they first joined the league, I think. But
yeah, it almost looks like exactly like that. I mean, I'd have to look at it. Maybe there's some changes to it. You'd have to get them side by side to compare. Maybe the sleeves being kind of that striped point at the cuff.
Yeah, that's a little different.
But
yeah.
Otherwise, you look at it and you don't really. It doesn't really scream a whole retro thing, so
no. I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think about this one? Canadians going blue as the dominant color.
I like it. In fact, I think that's kind of retro to them too. I think they at one point had a jersey that looked like this.
I think this is very reverse more than retro. So they did a color swap. And I mean, usually it's the red with the blue stripe, and they swapped it up here. I don't think this is that bad at all.
No, I like it. I like the colors.
It's going to be different seeing them play in this because you're used to that Montreal red, for many years, and now you got them in a blue, and it's very different for them. But they kept the logo the same and the whole bit. So yeah, this is more of a color flip than anything. I do like the bottom of the shirt where they have the big blue at the bottom and a couple of thin stripes with the white and the red.
Yeah,
I don't think that's too bad.
This could be a base for a third Express jersey for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Express getting a retro reverse jersey or what?
Could be.
All right, so let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go. Minnesota Wild going Minnesota North Stars colors.
Interesting.
I'm still not a fan of the Wild logo. I'm just not. But this jersey colors I really like.
Yeah. That the Wild logo.
It's too much going on. It's an animal, but it's a shooting star. It's a moon. It's a forest.
Yep.
It's creative, but it's busy.
Yeah, a lot going on there. There's sometimes it's neat when you bury some of those symbolic things where you don't notice them unless you really look at it. This is, all those things are just way too obvious. The mouth being a river or maybe, and then, that kind of thing.
I think it would have been cool if it just had the moon in the trees.
And Corey Wallace, I think, loves it. So we got one vote in there for that.
Oh, Corey. Okay. Oh, Corey likes the Minnesota one. I like the colors. I like the numbers, how you get the yellow up front on the three-dimensional looking green on the background. I do like that.
Yep.
Yeah, this one's not bad. I don't like the front logo, but everything else I do like. So Minnesota's not too bad. And we got this one here. Geez, how can you not like this? This is just old school Kings, just updated with some thicker stripes on the bottom and on the sleeves. But
Yeah,
the purple Kings, yeah.
Every rapper has one of these already. Like, you know, Snoop Dogg probably had like 5 of them delivered to his house this afternoon.
You know, hey, you know something? This is just something that just popped into my head here as I stumbled my words. I don't think they've ever used this logo in purple. I think wasn't that the black only?
Yeah, before it was like the chest piece or whatever.
It was a king's crown. Yeah. It was a king's crown. That was the king's.
Yep. Yep.
And then I think I don't know if they ever used this setup in purple. I know they did when Gretzky went there and they went to black, silver, and white.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they did use this. I'd have to check that out. But
I think they've used the purple, but not with that King's logo. I highly doubt it. I think that was on their white and their black jersey. And yeah, I think so. I think this is new to them. And hey, if you're going to do reverse retro, you've kind of brought retro logo back with even more retro colors.
Actually, I am wrong. They did use that from 75 to 86.
They used what with that logo?
It was it was the LA Kings, similar to this. The Kings actually went outside of the. Actually, it was a little different. It was it almost looked like a home plate. Okay, picture home. Remember, it looked like a home plate, and the Kings. The wording is the same. It went outside the edges of the home plate, and then when I think it was Gretzky came in, they bottled it up into that logo that you see there as black, white, and silver. But yeah, no, I did look here, and they did have that.
So you're talking about the one that says LA on the top, and then it's got the crown.
Yeah, I don't know if I can show it. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can show that one on here without coming off of this screen. But yeah, no. So yeah, it's so the Kings, like I said, so picture the Los Angeles and the Kings, and then the crown are all the same. But you see the home plate that outlines. You see, it looks like a home plate on this logo here. Picture that line going straight down on either side instead of going out to the left and right. That's what that logo looked like.
Yeah, I just saw it. And, and it's just basically, it's that logo without the wings, the Chevy.
The Chevy logo. Yeah. So get rid of the Chevy logo and just keep that middle logo, like the home plate look. And so they did use that in purple. I didn't know if they did or not, but they did. And that's not too bad. Anything with that, the purple and the yellows, the Kings is good. So I'm going to enjoy that. Okay, let's see here. Let me get the Florida Panthers. They went back to the old logo. Very similar to their original jersey.
Yep.
Not much to say there. I have an old Panthers jersey. I have the white one that I bought when they come out. It's okay. I've never really minded this logo. I like how it looks like it's coming at you, how you get the big head and the claws, and then the body and the feet get really thin, like it's a small, like it's coming at you in a 3D look. I never minded the Panthers logo. Yeah, the new one's not bad. It's very majestic. The new Panthers logo is very majestic, but I never minded this one here. Okay, so then what else we got here? The Oilers.
I like it. It's a lot of white. It's a lot of white. It looks like, it
is a lot of white.
Wedding, but
yeah, I think it's the sleeves. They're very white.
Yeah, so they did the orange across the shoulders and then white. It's like the yoke is orange, the rest white, some stripes. Yeah, I mean, maybe the other part being that the logo is also background white. So now you have white. Yeah, that's a lot.
I think they should have gone back to the WHA and done the Oilers in the orange.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been kind of neat too.
I know they're also trying to do. See, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of funny. It's like reverse retro, but sometimes. So did you stick to the reverse retro rule? If they stuck to reverse retro, this would be it. If you're yeah. So it's kind of just different the way they called it reverse retro, but
it's fine.
They should have called it reverse or retro.
Yeah, it's fine. The Red Wings here, boy, this is different. This is like all white, just single color red numbers in the logo, and then a little bit of silver on the sleeves and the bottom. It almost looks like a practice jersey.
You stole the words out of my mouth. I was going to say they're wearing their practice jerseys. Yeah.
It'd be funny. They come out in warm-ups with the really nice ones, and they come out for the game and these are practice jerseys.
Yeah. You should say like CCM on the bottom of them. Remember they have practice jerseys and
sponsored by was it the bail bonds company? Joe's exactly. Bail bonds, So I mean, it's gonna look very plain compared to everybody else, but maybe that's what they were going for. Who knows?
Very plain.
Dallas Stars. I never was a fan of the Stars when the Minnesota North Stars left. That I don't like the Dallas Stars. I have a Dallas Stars jersey, but I just don't like them. This is a throwback to that jersey that I have with a star outline.
Yeah.
Too white.
Too white. They could have done a color below the star.
That's what he did in the other one. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, too white. Missed
opportunity. Then you get the stars in white. You won't be able to see that on TV. You'll see the Dallas and you'll see the star, but everything else you won't be able to see from 100 feet away.
They're going to use a lot of Clorox.
This is true. What else we got? Columbus looks like Washington Capitals.
Yeah, so they take the Washington Capitals base and throw the old Columbus Blue Jackets logo on it, or close to old. They had that one. Didn't they have like the bee or something, or there was some
they had
kind
a bee? I think they had a cannon or something. I don't know what they got. I do like the on the sleeve. The stars on the sleeve is kind of neat.
That's kind of neat. Oh, that we got left on there from the Washington Capitals jersey. So
and if you look at it, so it's like a red and white sleeve, and then just the front of it looks like it's blue with the stars. Yeah. So I mean, they're okay. I do like the number font. The number font's not too bad. I mean, this one's fine. That's fine. I'm not a big Columbus fan. So this must be the Avalanche.
This is the start. This is the start of. Probably depends on how you feel about things or where you're from, right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to repeat this again when you get to Carolina. It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah, I guess it is. It's like everyone loved the Nordiques and this logo here. They don't exist anymore, and you're bringing it up. Is this a slap in the face or is this a tribute? I guess it all depends what side of the fence you're on. So they definitely got rid of the red and went more of a maroon or a burgundy here.
Yeah.
So they made it more avalanche-y.
Yeah, it's like the Nordiques from Colorado.
Yeah,
and that's.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that because it's still sore. I mean, the Nordiques were just the Nordiques, and everybody liked that logo with those jerseys and the whole bit. And then they moved, and it's like you're almost like let's just let them stay buried. Yeah. Don't bring them up and parade them around and think that you're still the Nordiques because you're not.
Right.
And I know enough time has passed, and people like this logo, but. I don't know.
Yeah, they had so much more to play with out in Colorado that they didn't have to touch the Nordiques thing.
Yeah,
they could have went off of the first year Av just jerseys, the A with the puck through it, and those. They could have done. They could have stayed within the Colorado stuff and without touching the Nordiques thing. But it's marketing, and
it's fine. And
the people go out and the Joe Sakic fans of the world. Gonna love the tie-in.
That's all right. So the Blackhawks here, I take it that they didn't show the front because it's probably just going to be the same old Blackhawk.
I think if I saw it right, they went back to more of the softer face.
Okay.
Not so. And I'm not trying to get myself in trouble here, but the newer Chicago ones got more of like a chiseled kind of chief.
Yeah.
Where this one is, I think it's more of like a rounded, softer face.
Yeah, and there's actually a comment here on that. It says clearly lack of displaying a logo is on purpose.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So definitely, but it's a round logo. I think it's the round Blackhawks logo. And
yeah.
But they're not. They're trying to stay away from.
They don't want any crap. Yeah. So there's the Blackhawks. I do like the color scheme. So is this going to be Carolina?
Yes. So again, same theory I have. And it's funny there's a lot of weirdness going on if you ever dig into, and I see you've got the cap on, the visor rather, but the who owns the Whalers logo, and does the NHL own it? And then somebody Claims that maybe the city of Hartford owns it, and there's just a lot of weird stuff. But I think again, it's the Hartford Whalers are no more. They left in '97, and I don't know. It's just kind of a kick to the Hartford people, that here's your team. Yeah, I mean the local news stations here in Connecticut were actually like, you can see the Whalers again, but they won't be coming back to Hartford. And
yeah, no.
It's like, yeah, no.
Although they did wear it, I don't know if it was last year or a couple years ago when they played Boston, and it was really cool to see Hartford Boston jerseys out there again for a night. I do think it was a fun little gimmick. Yeah. It really was. It was just one night you could just go back into the to the 80s or the early 90s and enjoy a Bruins Whalers game, and
especially if it's in Boston. But if it's in Carolina, you've got a new history. You got a new city. You've been there a long time, since '97. Embrace your history. Look back. You've got plenty of old Carolina. Remember they had the hurricane flags around the bottom of the jersey, and they could have played off of that, or there may be some of their third jerseys that used the hurricane flag on the crest. There was a lot of options, but this stuff sells, and you go back to marketing. The Hartford Whaler stuff still sells in the retro market, and
looks like it's a gray too. It's not a white. It looks like it's a gray.
Yeah, it's gray. Yeah, it is different. They never wore, I don't believe, a gray. It was always white or green or blue.
Yeah, I think it looks all right. I think it looks all right.
We talked this on a show a long while ago. That took me many years to see the H in the Hartford Whaler logo, and now it's funny. I see it every time. Like, I never even knew that H was there.
Yeah, there's a whole show on hidden logos, and it's kind of neat when you watch it. There was a team that played in a local league up here, and they were called the Brew Whale, and they turned that on its side, and it was a B.
That's what they did when the farm team was in Binghamton. Binghamton Whale turned it, and then I've also seen it turn the other way for a team that has an E in it. So, and I think upside down for an M. So
yeah, there you go. Yeah, can do many. That always really was a good logo. All right, so who's up next? Calgary Flames. Yeah, I always like the Flaming C, the original Flaming C. I always just like that.
But they wore this for a while in retro years, so to retro, it's okay. I don't see it being all that different. It looks very. You talk about blending one to the other. Talk Vancouver Canucks on the bottom.
Yeah.
So kind of Canucks-ish, but yeah, I mean the flaming horse head. I'm not sure.
I always like the flames in red. The flames in red just spells flames, and you got them in black, and it feels like you're dousing the flames.
Yeah, if I knew what the horse meant or where that came from, maybe that'd be different. But
yeah,
I'm not sure.
All right, what else we got here? Sabres.
F. No.
I don't think it's all that bad. It does look like St. Louis Blues.
Yeah.
But they had so they went with that. Remember, they had the red jersey, so it looks like they went with that red jersey logo.
Yeah.
And just stayed with the colors and the buffalo across the front. I don't think this is all that bad.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's not. I don't know. It doesn't scream buffalo to me. I don't know. Like you said, because at first look, St. Louis Blues, and then look down below, it does buffalo. And then the cross things, and like I said, they used that in a red jersey a long while ago. So I guess it's okay. It's true to that retro thing, but
doesn't Buffalo always do this? I remember the year they changed jerseys, and they look like the Boston Bruins. From like they were showing highlights on TV. It says, "Oh, the Bruins highlights," and it was Buffalo because their jerseys looked exactly like the Bruins one, except it was a navy instead of a black.
Yeah.
And of course the front logo, but they looked identical to the Boston Bruins. I was like, why would you design your jerseys to look like a division rival?
Yeah, Jeff F is also chiming in and agreed. Too similar to the Blues.
Yeah, isn't it? It's kind of weird. All right, do we have anything else here? Bruins one here. This one. Good. This has always been my favorite Bruins logo. Putting it on yellow. I'm glad they put that logo on yellow instead of that bear or one of the older bees that I didn't like. I think this jersey's all right. I would have liked to seen a little more black. I think it's a lot of yellow, but again, it's on the yellow background. So, but I think this one works, especially with that logo. I do like that. That's always my favorite Bruins logo. I think this one works.
They put the old bear back on the shoulder too.
Yep, yep. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. Terrible. Speaking of terrible,
Oh God.
oh man, this is the one they came into the league with. Except I think it was a hunter green, wasn't it?
I think this was their first retro jersey. And yeah, it's just as bad now as it was then, maybe worse, because it's just too cartoony, yet they're trying to do some kind of tribal-ish. I don't know.
I don't know what that logo is at the bottom with the cactuses and the sublimation. It looks like a roller hockey jersey.
Looks like a dog asleep on one side and a scared cat on the other to me, but
yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's always been a brutal logo. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back real quick and just kind of review everything. I didn't know how to go back without missing the page. So you get a quick preview here, and then we're gonna go with just real quick, give our final thoughts on all these jerseys here as we take a look at the new retro jerseys, reverse retro, I think it was called, right? Okay, so oh damn it, I went too far.
No, as you always do, you just go a little
all
too
right
far.
So I think we can go. All right, we got it back. I think we got it back. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna play a game. Would you spend $100 on this jersey? So that's the game. All right, so Ray, go first. Would you spend $100 on this jersey?
No.
Yeah, I would not either. It's interesting. It's fun. I hope they don't use it more than once or twice. But yeah, no, I would not buy this jersey, and I would not like to wear this jersey either if I was a player. Okay, so
the guy that designed it didn't even make $100.
Yeah, so that's the Anaheim one. Throwback to them. They've always done goofy stuff, and as we talked about, we wish they just went back to the sticks and the duck mask like you see in the middle of this. That would have been great. All right, so Winnipeg Jets. Do you spend $100 on this one?
If I'm a Winnipeg fan, probably. That's a pretty decent looking jersey. It's not 100%. It could have probably been a little better with the logo. Maybe something that would have made that or reverse the colors to make that Jets logo pop a little bit more. But if I'm a Jets fan, I like that jersey. That'll work. It's gray, so it's a little tough, but it's a dark gray. Yeah,
I don't buy this one because I think back to the Winnipeg Jets on the WHA when they had the red and the blue, and that really I like the Jets in the red and the blue. They're always a red and the blue team. So to go gray and take the red out, it's like a Visine. They got the red out. So no, I would not buy this one. Yeah. Capitals here with a C on the other side, going back to the eagle, and the Capitals screaming up the at the duck cutout, they call that at the bottom. A lot of red on here. What do you think?
Yep, because I can put 35 back on it and put Lundqvist on. He's going to go back to 35.
So this is one you would buy?
Yeah, that's not a bad jersey. Not a bad jersey.
Yeah, it's not bad. I would wear it. I don't think I would buy one for myself, but
when it comes to a marketing thing, it'll sell because we know two things, and then Ovi himself, that's going to sell a lot of jerseys. So that's definitely going to be a good seller.
I think this is probably one of the better reverse retro jerseys right here. I do. Not that I would buy it, but I think they did a good job with it.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing. Yeah. So obviously I'm not buying this.
You barely got your Golden Knights jersey broken, let alone go out and buy another one.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. The red, I don't know. Yeah, it's Golden Knights. I wonder how that one's going to do. I would probably put this towards the bottom of the list of these jerseys here. I really would. I don't know if it's the absolute worst, but I would put it towards the bottom.
Right.
So.
Doesn't really say anything about the team, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's the other thing. When I first saw it, I was like, what team is this? I thought it was Calgary, Exactly. All right, so we got the Vancouver. Ray is not a fan of the gradient look, so I take it you're not buying one of these.
No. And
it's confusing. It's like it goes from blue to green, and it's just what is it? Is it blue? Is it green? I don't like the C on the front. I know only a couple jerseys are going to have that, but I don't like how that jumps out. It's like it's going to hit me in the face. And I never was a fan of the Orca, the Vancouver.
two Hartford Whalers touched for me. So no thanks.
Yeah. So not a fan of this one here. Toronto Maple Leafs, a throwback to the 79-80 season. Looks like the numbers in the C have like a lighter blue to it. Yeah. And they went back to the original Maple Leaf. They made it nice and big, but they used the font and the letter style of an older Maple Leafs jersey.
Right.
And I mean, this one's not bad.
Yeah.
You know, I think I could live with that one there. I'm just checking real quick on Toronto there. Yeah, that looks like they went back to like their 60s font with their 70s leaf, if that makes any sense. So that's what it looks like to me. And so we're going to go to the next one here. Tampa Bay Lightning. So this was pretty much a throwback to the original jersey, kind of a classic for them.
Right.
Back to 91, 92, I think it is. It's not too bad. I don't think I would buy it, but it's not bad.
No, I'm not sure if I'd buy it, and I'm not sure if I'd, too many of. Does it check the box of a good retro jersey? Absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree on that. I think it does. Mm-hmm. St. Louis Blues. Boy, I tell you, my eyes hurt just looking at this one.
Yeah. No, I'm not too much red. And again, we tried to even discount the background. I think it's still too red. It's definitely the retro. They did the tip to the Gretzky era, but Brett Hull era.
You think if they swap the yellow and the red, it would be better?
Ooh, then you'd have a lot. Man, that'd be in the yellow overload. And I don't know if that would really say to St. Louis. I think you needed to maybe the yellow and the blue, but but I definitely wouldn't have done red and maybe white up there. Or
maybe if they put blue up on the shoulders by the neck, it would cut down on the red. It's like the red just goes on forever.
Yeah. I'm just afraid that this gets too cartoonish, too outside the box.
Yes.
You look at it and you're, like you said, you're going to watch TV and you're going to go, oh, that's the Blues, versus saying, oh yeah, that's definitely the Blues, but they're wearing something different.
Yeah. I don't even know what team that looks like. That's kind of weird. Yep. Then we got the Sharks going back to the classic shirt on the gray. I think they had a gray shirt a few years ago and they just threw the old logo on it. It's fine. I don't think I'd buy this one, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think that's again, checks the box on retro with the older logo. We obviously can't see the part of the stick that they choke on every year in the playoffs, but
I always liked that logo. That was always a fun logo.
That's a good jersey.
It's not bad, yeah.
Gray is tough. Gray is tough.
Yeah, I would wear it. I wouldn't buy. I wouldn't have one though.
That's the one that the guy wears to pick up, and everybody screams at. Like, don't wear a gray jersey. Don't bring a yellow jersey. You're wearing that guy, and you're going to get yelled at if you wear it. Pick up. Yep.
The Pittsburgh one here. This is probably the first one that I would consider getting.
Yeah,
I don't think I would, but I would put this in the maybe pile. Like, it's one of these things where, if things were going well for me and it's like, geez, I got $100 to buy a jersey. This might be the first one on the list so far, since we've gone back a second time, that I would think about getting, because it's a harken back to the original Pittsburgh jersey, but it's using the Mario Lemieux colors scheme. And I do like this.
Yeah, this one will sell well because it fits the city of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Yeah. So they will like this.
I mean, not the Flyers. You've got the Pirates and you have the Steelers all in the same similar color. So yeah, this will sell well in Pittsburgh. It's a match to the entire city. I
wouldn't be surprised if they kept this as something very close to this going forward.
Could very well be.
This really is. This is retro. Well, not so much reverse, but it's two different retros in here. It really is, and this is, I think, is a good job. So, Flyers one we talked about here, not a heck of a lot different. It almost looks like a Flyers third jersey.
Yeah, which they've done this in the past anyway. They've worn black. I've seen them in black. I've seen them in orange. I've seen them in white. I've seen them. So they've done, it's hard because they've done a lot of this before, and it's a logo you can't really mess with. It's, like you said, it's been there since they joined the league.
Yeah. This one's all right. This one's fine.
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with this one. I don't think I would buy it, but I think it's
It's
fine.
against my religion to give any money to the Flyers organization.
Yeah. Ottawa here. Back to the original logo. Not a lot of things going on here, but Ray pointed out they got the Chicago Blackhawks looking sleeves and numbers look to it there. Just kind of remind you of an old Blackhawks jersey. I like the logo. The jersey itself is kind of plain. And maybe that's what they were going for.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's middle of the road. Rangers one here. Ray really likes this one.
Yep. It's definitely that tip back to reminds me of my youth, watching the Rangers. Remember when Richter actually played, and it's cool. I think they could have maybe done a little bit more. Maybe it's too blue of a body of a shirt. They maybe could have done something with a little more with the sleeves, but for not doing something that was vertical, which they've done so many times with Winter Classic jerseys and so on.
It would be nice if they took the red and the white on the sleeves and put it at the bottom of the jersey.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that would have gave it a little bit more color.
Instead of halving it, kind of thing. Yeah.
Like I say, from the logo down, it's all blue. It is just nothing but blue. It just the blue doesn't end,
Right.
So, all right, so going to the next one here. Not much to say about this. It's
an Islanders jersey.
It's an Islanders jersey. I don't know what's so retro or reverse about this one here, but
maybe they're going to play their games on the island, and maybe that'll be the retro part.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just an Islanders jersey. If I was going to buy an Islanders jersey, I would get the one of the original lighter blue jerseys. The Trottiers and stuff. I like that. We talked about the New Jersey Devil, the Christmas tree jersey. I like it. I might get this one. This is one I would think about getting if I had $100 in my pocket. I mean, they might be more than this, but I'm just throwing on 100 as a talking point here, by the way. It's one of these things where, maybe, because I always liked the Devils in this color because that was their original color. Mm-hmm. I'm not a Devils fan by any means, but this one is fine.
Yeah.
Very throwbacky. A lot of stripes on it at the bottom, though. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stripes. Whew, something else.
I don't think they had that many stripes on the original, but it does again checks the box for retro.
Yeah, it does. Nashville Predators going back to almost their original jersey. Ray pointed out the pointy yellow on the sleeves, which are fine. Yeah, I mean,
that's got to be silver, isn't it? The shoulders and the thing has got to be.
I think they called it Dazzle. It was like a shiny silver,
right?
Because I remember when they come out, I was looking to get uniforms, and they had this product called Dazzle, and it was like a very high gloss, shiny version of a silver or a white. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what it is. I do like the fonts and the numbers. This one's okay. I wouldn't buy it, but it looks okay.
Mark Russell, we're not sure when they're going on sale, but we don't make any money off them being sold, so you'll have to check that out yourself.
Yeah, we're just kind of taking a look at them, Mark and Jeff. So we're just kind of talking about it. So I don't know if Jucket's watching, but we got the Canadians in the house here. Boy, at second look at this almost looks like a Rangers jersey, just with a Canadians logo on it. I don't know why. It just screams Rangers. It really does.
You have that page that's got jersey history, right? You think you shared it with me once. I think the Canadians did wear a blue at one time. So
I think they might have too. Yeah, I think they might have did this. Well, they did a reverse one year. Remember they did the white jerseys and they had the red stripe going across because it was only the away jerseys, the red jerseys that had the stripe going behind the C. They did it one year where they put the white jerseys and they had the stripe going behind the C as well.
Let's see. The NHL. This is thanks to the NHL uniform database, NHLuniforms.com. For anybody who wants to check it out. And I don't see, although, man, I thought I could remember seeing at one point, but in 2008 to 10, they wore an anniversary edition that had a solid blue, but it wasn't this. They have worn a white with a blue stripe through it. Back in the 40s and so on. So
it's called the anniversary collection. They had that going through, and I think they had that on the Winter Classic as well.
Right. So in 06, 07, they had that as a third jersey, white with a blue stripe. And then they also wore it, looks regularly, as a home jersey.
That actually looks sharp. That white with the blue stripe behind it, that looks sharp. That looks sharp.
Yeah.
I wish they had kept that as a third jersey. That's a classic right there.
Hey, I think this is a winner. I mean, you still have the red Canadians logo in it, and
Yeah.
I think they didn't mess around with a very historic logo. So this I wouldn't buy, but man, I could see this being stolen for maybe a Retro Express jersey at some point.
It's
Maybe.
definitely a clean look. I just wonder if they went with that. Is that the Montreal blue? It looks like it's a really dark blue. I wonder if that's the actual Montreal blue, because the Montreal blue I thought was a little bit lighter, and I thought that might work.
The Montreal blue is darker than the Rangers. It's a darker blue than the Rangers.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Right, because like the Rangers logo is kind of like their backdrop. So yeah, I think that's pretty close to the Montreal blue.
All right. So looking at this one here, boy, this is a borderline buy for me because I love the green, the yellow, and the white because it's North Stars. I love the number scheme. I don't like the wild logo, as we talked about on our first walkthrough of this, but this is a borderline one. I like because they went with the Minnesota North Stars color scheme, and if you notice, there's no black. There's no defining black at all. It's green, yellow, white, and that's it. And that always stuck out to me for the North Stars. And then when they finally added black into their numbers and they added a black stripe, it just got away from a retro look. This is 70s retro here with just no black in it at all.
Yeah, I was looking for the wild, because I was trying to remember. And of course, I can't find it.
Yeah, it was 80. So it looks like it was 81. They added the black stripe to the Minnesota North Stars jersey. Otherwise, they were pretty much just like this here. It really was.
Wild jersey. So the Wild haven't really changed their logo since their inception.
I think the Wild logo looks better. So I'm looking at it here. I think it looks better. Well, it is on a white jersey. I don't know what they did there. It's a yellow instead of a red. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of that Minnesota jersey anyway, but
I mean, played with the, in 2009, 2010, they brought that alternate that just had like the Minnesota wording across the chest, or kind of angled Minnesota, almost like high school, like the high school shirts have. And then the tail has Wild in it. But
if they had done that in those colors, then I might have picked it up.
Yeah, maybe a tie to Minnesota in general, not necessarily their team.
Yeah, this logo
together.
This logo, I'm not a fan of this logo. All right, so what else we got coming up here? We have the Kings. Oh yeah, we talked about the Kings. Yeah, this would probably be a first buy for me. If I was going to buy any of them, this would be the first one I would look at.
Yep, definitely different. It stands out. It checks the box of retro. Tied to, it's a two different eras of retro.
Yeah, I'd have to see, but I'd like to get one of these customized with my name and number on it. If it wasn't too much, I might look into it because it's just a sharp looking jersey. It really is. This is one of those that, if you wore this like at a pickup skate or something, people be like, oh man, look at that, The
only thing we didn't notice, and maybe you did, I didn't, how low the sleeve numbers are.
Yeah, it looks like they're below the right on the elbow pad instead of above on the shoulder. Yeah,
it's a different look.
Yeah,
doesn't kill the jersey. It doesn't take away from it. It's just different.
Yeah. Yep. Down a little bit lower. Yep. Then we got the Florida Panthers going back to one of their jerseys. I think they wore something like this back in the day, didn't they? Like I said, I'm not a big Panthers fan. I don't not like the Panthers. But yeah, they did actually in 2003 they had a blue like this, and actually 98 too. In 1998 they added a blue, so they were always the white and the red, and they added this blue here. The blue one though had a hockey stick, and they added the hockey stick to the blue, is what they did. So, and a couple years later, they took the stick out, put it on the red one. So this is not too different from just a retro jersey from the past for the Florida Panthers.
Almost reminds me more of the 0709 one they're showing.
Yeah, very similar to that. So it's okay. I'm not gonna buy it, but it's okay. Edmonton Oilers, just
Too white.
it's white. It's white. I
Yep.
don't know, what else you're gonna do with that. I mean, um,
Yeah.
I do like the orange jerseys that they wear. I think those are pretty sharp. And this here, I think what it is just what they did is they swapped the orange shoulders from blue, and that's why it looks a lot brighter. If they had the blue shoulders, it would darken up the jerseys. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. The more I look at it, the more it's okay. It's not horrible, but it's okay. So I don't think I get one, but I think this might look okay.
And said equipment manager's nightmare there.
Al says he likes the Kings jersey much better than the black color. Yeah, that Kings jersey, that's probably one of the better ones. It really is. And then we get the practice jersey, the Detroit Red Wings practice jersey. It's like just single color numbers and just a couple of gray stripes on there. And boy, I tell you, that is
there's another last minute submission like you're sitting around at the 11th hour. We got to come up with something. All right, white jersey.
Yeah, it's almost like they were arguing and they couldn't. They just no one would agree on anything. And finally, one guy said, "Fine, this is what's going in," as a prank, despite everybody.
Yeah. Practice jersey.
Yeah, the Vancouver one. I don't know if that's coming out. I think we already did the Vancouver one, but I didn't care for that at all. Dallas Stars, very boring. Throwback to the Stars from whatever year they did that. Yeah, this is
in Minnesota for a year. Their last year in Minnesota.
It just said Stars like that. Yeah, I never cared for that. So yeah, we're gonna just pass on the Stars. Columbus, boy, I tell you, Washington Capitals jersey with a Columbus Blue Jacket logo on it.
Yeah. It just doesn't scream Columbus to me, and they're trying to reverse color scheme, but
it's fine. I like the color scheme. It's just I'm not a Blue Jackets guy, and just I don't know. It's not bad. It's not a bad color scheme, and I do like the numbers and stuff. But yeah, it just looks like the Capitals. It really does. And then we got the Colorado Nordiques.
We got a fan of that here. I saw in the comments. Corey, maybe was it Corey that said something about it?
Oh, Mark. He says he likes the Av jersey. Go Nords. Yeah.
Again, I think the kind of the slap in the face to friends in Quebec.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, it's like you don't know which way to take that. And again, the Blackhawks, they won't show the logo because they don't want to get in trouble. But I do like the colors. I do. I like this here. It's like block letters and block numbers. It's black with the red. I don't mind this one here. I have a Blackhawks jersey. I have a Tony Esposito red Blackhawks jersey. I might be, depending what the front logo look like, I might be tempted to go and get one of these as well at some point. So
turn around, let's see it.
Yeah, I know, right? And then you got the Carolina Hurricanes going full Hartford Whalers, but in a gray jersey. Oh,
okay with the jersey, right?
Yeah.
I'm not okay with the use of the jersey, which is in Carolina, unless, again, if they wore this in Boston, both wearing retro jerseys, and the goalies all did the same thing, which is cool. It's cool that you see a lot of that happening now. The goalie equipment seems to come out faster, and they're able to get things quicker and break things in faster. So a lot of these goalies will even change their gear to match, and it does that kind of thing and gives a full retro look. That's cool. But for it just to be in Carolina, it's a marketing thing. They're making money off this logo.
Yeah, I don't know what to feel about it either. I don't have a Whalers jersey. I got T-shirts and hats. So I don't have a Whalers jersey. If I were to get one, it would definitely be one of the green ones. I really hated in '92 when they went to the blue. They were always just I like the green. The Whalers green, I just liked it. It was classic. It just was. I just liked the, in fact, I don't even like it when they added the blue stripes. I liked it just when they were just green and white. And they were like that for a while, and then eventually they ended up adding the blue stripe. And I just never really cared for that. I always liked just green and white. I think they had the tail was blue, and I was okay with that. But anyway, all right.
Shoulder. So
the Calgary horse.
no.
Not a fan of Calgary horse. It does look like the old Vancouver jersey. It's fine, I guess.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it is retro. It checked the box because they did use that logo, but I don't think it was great then, and I certainly don't think it was.
I get a Calgary jersey. It's going to be the big flaming C, that's for sure. And now here's the Buffalo one. Boy, this is I know you said you didn't like this one. I don't mind this one. This is on a maybe list for me.
If it wasn't so St. Louis Blues, it might be a little better. If they would have swapped the red and black, did like maybe black with red. I know they're trying to, because they brought back their original blue, and that's a big thing in Buffalo right now.
Yeah.
But if they would have just swapped that red, if they're going to go back and revisit this jersey, go back and revisit it as a retro jersey and reverse those colors. But when you do this, it screams. You could take that chest off there, take the buffalo off of it, and slap a Blues logo on it, and it's a Blues jersey.
Yeah.
Or the buffalo head. I mean, they got the buffalo head on the shoulders. Maybe they play with that a little bit. I'm not sure, but maybe they just play with the red and black and go black and red or something like that. But
yeah, I think you're right. Maybe there's a couple. Just don't make it look like the Blues. The colors are good, but the Boston Bruins. I like the big B. I've always liked that 80s style B.
The spokes and stuff.
Yeah, I like how it's yellow and it doesn't have the black outline that the new one has. This was always a fun one for me. This is the one I grew up with. This was 60s, 70s, and 80s Bruins.
How'd you feel about the bear when they did the bear? I forgot what they called them.
Yeah, 95 they did that. See, that's when the Fleet Center came in. They got rid of the Garden. They went to the Fleet Center. They went to the Bear, and they went downhill. So the Bear always reminds me of a bad time in Bruins history. And that's when they added the black to the spoke B. So it was right up to 94, 95. They had the classics. And then I think when the Fleet Center came in, they dolled up the jerseys. It reminds me of the Jason Allison days. Yeah. And I wasn't a big fan of that. Yeah. So, but this one's fine. I think it's a lot of yellow. I guess we'll see how it looks on the court, but I on the ice, I don't think I'm going to get it though. No. This one, I think we're both getting this one.
Yeah. Epic fail.
This one is horrible.
Yeah, it's like the sublimation that's very popular. And, the jerseys I'm wearing now are all sublimated, and you see a lot more of this kind of sublimated stuff. And if this was like, I don't know, a rec league or,
Roll Hockey International. That's what this is.
RHI. Yeah.
Vancouver Voodoo. Let's go.
if it was a kids hockey team, very cartoonish, makes you it almost looks kiddish more than it does the National Hockey League.
Yeah. It's not a National Hockey League. I mean, European maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, so that is.
So who's missing?
That was all of them. That was the last one.
How about doing retro referee jerseys?
Oh, what they ought to do is do the red stripes like they did in the WHA and the movie Slapshot and the whole bit. That would be kind of fun.
Or white with the tie or something, or there could be.
I remember they said the sweater. It was a retro sweater.
And had a tie. Didn't they? They were wearing ties underneath.
Yeah, and if there was a couple of old clips I saw, probably on YouTube, where the referee would actually skate behind the puck carrier and go to the net with them.
Yeah,
they didn't stay on the sides. The referee got right in the mix of things, and he would blow the whistle, and he'd be standing in front of the net. And it's just like, nowadays you couldn't do that, but it was funny watching those back in the day, watching the referee skate right into the slot with everybody. So he could watch the stuff. It was kind of fun. But anyway, so so that's our look at some of the reverse retro jerseys the NHL is putting out. So some we really liked, there's some we didn't, and there's some that we just didn't really have an opinion on. There's a couple in there that I would be tempted to get at some point down the line. They're going to be really expensive when they come out, obviously. And I'd be interested to see how many of these stick. Because that's the other thing. Yeah, I hate buying a jersey that's like a one-off gimmick and they only wore one time.
Right.
And then they never wear it again because it's like, yeah, what's the sense? I like to wear something that. So I mean, if one of these teams had a jersey, like, oh, we like this, like the Kings, we like this. We're gonna stick with this jersey,
Right.
or somebody else. Hey, this is a great jersey. We're gonna keep this, and this will be our third jersey. And they wore it once in a while. At least you can almost justify it then. But if you're just gonna wear it for one season from time to time as a gimmick, it's nothing I want to spend a lot of money on.
Right. Well, the good thing is that at least with all of this, we both, with me with the ECRHL, you with the EMRHL, and, with hockey leagues all over, here's some more inspiration for people for additional jerseys and whatnot. The more in there, the more ideas you can take a look at and kind of make your own.
Yeah.
I'm currently wearing the third jersey of the Carl's Cronies of our league. They came up with a new alternate jersey. So, and me being a back-to-back goaltender for their team, I got my own, and so they did have a good time with it. And you're a big lover of jerseys. I am as well. The design, the process that goes into it, and then obviously thinking of all those elements. I'm an old school jersey guy. I think you are kind of too. We start to see the old stripes and stuff in there, and we did see quite a bit of that as well. So it was fun to go look and see what the NHL is up to. And
yeah, I always like when they change them up. I always do. Change is always good for jerseys because they get stagnant and they get boring, and sometimes they get a little too crazy, and sometimes not. But it is gonna be fun to watch something like that Detroit. Oh my gosh, that is just a bad practice jersey. Yeah,
but it's good to see. I had my concerns when Adidas took over the jerseys of the NHL because you worry about them going too far with even the current jerseys, and then I'll say they've done a pretty good job. Even with the retro jerseys, they're not like extreme. It's not like you're looking at 14 different colors or you're looking at, an oddity like we've seen in the NHL in some points where they've tried to do some weird stuff. Remember the All-Star game where the goalies wear different jerseys than the players?
Yeah, that was nuts.
That kind of stuff. It's not soccer. Let's not try to soccer. It's a great sport as it is with a rich history, and they did a nice job. Overall.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody that tuned in. We went a little bit longer than expected, but we had a lot to talk about here. We went through every jersey a couple of times and talked about what we liked, what we didn't like, and I'd like to know your comments on that. So, what do you think about some of these jerseys? Which ones are you going to get? Did you see any of these? You said I have to have that one. So we'd like to know which ones you thought were the best ones there. You got our feedback on which ones we liked, which ones we didn't like. So, anyway, Ray, thanks for coming on here for Monday night. We talked jerseys.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
All right. And we'll talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.